Joining me now is Congressman Jim McDermott, Democrat from Washington. Congressman, the Koch brothers thought they could buy this election, but instead the people voted for fairness. What's your response?
Well, you know, Al, sometimes people get kind of depressed about the way the country's going, but when you look at what happened in SeaTac, Washington yesterday, you have to be hopeful and optimistic about giving the power to the people. The people's initiative, they put it on the ballot. They voted for it, and they gave it a $15 an hour pay. I mean, that is about $6 more than our standard hourly rate, which is about $9.15. People understand that you can't live on even $9.15. You talk about the national one is $7.75, but we have it much higher than that, and you can't live on that and support a family. So you have people working 2 and 3 jobs at the minimum wage, and they just can't make their bills. So this town took it upon themselves and said, we're going to fix that, and they passed it, and we're going to see how it rolls out.
You know, the Republicans, top Republicans I'm talking about, Congressman, are completely opposed to raising minimum wage. Listen to this.
I've been dealing with a minimum wage issue for the last 28 years that I've been in elective office. And when you raise the price of employment, guess what happens? You get less of it.
A minimum wage law, as good as it may sound at the outset, is not the way to do it.
I don't think raising the minimum wage, and history is very clear about this, doesn't actually accomplish those goals.
Now, polls show raising the minimum wage is hugely popular. Gallup found that 71% of Americans support it, including 75% of moderates and even 54% of conservatives, Congressman. The American people overwhelmingly support raising the minimum wage. Do you think Republicans will change their minds?
They're going to have it changed by the people. You know, Al, if you do the simple math, if you take $9 an hour and multiply that times 40 hours, you don't have enough money at the end of the month. You have about $1,500. You can't support a family of 4 or 3 or even 2 on $1,500 a month. So the people are just going to take it away from the elected officials who sit on their hands. They are simply going to demand, and it may be that it will go state by state, it may go city by city, but you watch, it's going to spread like wildfire across this country because people have now seen it can happen. Why don't we try it? That's what's going to go on.
But you know what is politically grotesque is Koch brothers worth $68 billion spending their money against poor people trying to make $8 an hour. I mean, this is unbelievable. It is almost unthinkable.
They want to cut the safety net to pieces. They don't want unemployment insurance. They don't want a minimum wage. They don't want Social Security. They don't want affordable health care for everyone. They really think that Ayn Rand's book about you're on your own and you got to take on the world by yourself is the way, it's the Bible for them. And there is no way that we can do it by ourselves. We have to do it together. And the Koch brothers are the biggest obstacle to that because they simply spend their money everywhere, even down at the county and the city level, trying to defeat this stuff. They're afraid it'll get started.
But the thing that big money can't defeat is real on-the-ground activism. Real working, real grassroots organizing will beat big money every time, Congressman, and that was shown in your state last night on this minimum wage fight.
Yep, the Seattle unions that were involved, the service employees, SEIU, they went out and organized, and these are all people who work at the airport. SeaTac is where the SeaTac airport is, the Seattle-Tacoma airport. Right. And it's the people who work in the hotels, and it's the people who work all around that town. And they simply said, this has got to change. We've got to have a living wage.
Congressman Jim McDermott, thank you for your time tonight.
You're welcome.